What's going on, YouTube? Um, my name is John Ellis. I am a real estate investor. Well, I do short sales, which, if you don't know what that is a form. It's kind of I'm not gonna say it's an exit strategy, but it's a form of approaching real estate. Essentially, what it is going to be you basically dealing with folks in foreclosure. But the reason I'm making this video today is actually for those guys out there who are wanting to get into real estate. Okay, I have been getting blown up with just folks wondering and asking how to get into real estate, and I'm sure there's a million videos out there on it. But I'm going to kind of give you my perception of how you get into it. Well, not my perception, but basically what I did to get into real estate, and a little bit of my background story as well, because not many folks probably know me. This is probably one of my newer videos I've posted. I've posted things in the past, but like I said, we're starting up this channel again, so we're going to try to go this avenue and change things up a little bit. But so essentially what's going on is when you get into real estate, there's multiple ways to get into it. Most folks have that misconception of you need money to start your journey in real estate, which is not true at all. You do need a little bit of capital to start up, so I'm talking very minuscule, maybe a couple $100 if that, maybe, and that just depends on the style that you want to go. Okay, so if you think about real estate, think about this. There's so many different niches, so many different avenues you can go after. So one thing I've learned over time is to always go after one specific niche, master that one, then move to the next one. Okay, so for instance, my specific niche that I do right now is something called short sales. So for those of you who don't know what short sales are, those are basically dealing with homeowners who are in foreclosure essentially, and they can't get out. They have no way of getting out of it. So they basically realize, hey, look, the lesser of two evils is to go ahead and get rid of this property. Okay, so like I said, me being an investor myself, a lot of times what will happen is I will either A, purchase it, B, put it under contract, go through all the behind the scenes things you have to do with real estate in general to do a short sale, and then go ahead and pass off to another guy. Or, the other option too is also a lot of times you can do different lease options and things like that to take over the payments, things like that. Okay. So, long story short, how I got into real estate, it was originally before I was in the military. I did that for about 6 years. And long story short, by the time I got out of the military, well, I'd say just about halfway through it, I was already done. I was already mentally checked out. I was tired. And it's not that I didn't, I wasn't good at the military or anything like that. It's just that it just wasn't I'm not going to say it wasn't my thing. It was just one of those things where I had dreams of doing other things besides just that. So long story short, I reached out to a family member of mine, my brother, as a matter of fact, and he's been in real estate for, I'd say, close to 20 years now. And he is absolutely phenomenal at what he does. So I reached out to him, and I kind of said to him, hey, look, man, I want to do something different. And, I was kind of having, I'm not going to say a midlife crisis, but a young age crisis. I don't know what you want to call it. But long story short, that happens. I get out of the military. I move back to Cincinnati, Ohio. That's where I'm at currently. I moved back here, and essentially, from day one out the gate, I was full-fledged in real estate. That's it. All I did was I studied courses. I learned. He taught me things. He took me out and showed me things. I try to absorb everything as fast as I can. But there's a lot to it. So long story short, that's how I got started. Now, most of you guys are probably wondering that magic question: when do you start making money? When do you start, becoming this huge person with houses and everything else? Guys, I can't stress this enough to you. This is not something that is easy. Period. Because if it was, everybody you look at would be in real estate. Okay. So just get that misconception out of your head already. At the end of the day, it's hard work. Just like building anything else, it is hard work. It takes time. It is not an easy process. All right. But besides that, I would say, like I said, when I came back to Ohio, I had all $20,000 in my bank account, I think, at the time. And that's money that I saved from a deployment and everything else. And I kind of knew I was getting out, so I kind of tried to prepare myself. But long story short, maybe a couple $100. No, I didn't even think a couple $100. Well, actually, yeah, it was a couple $100 because my marketing pieces that I used, because like I said, the avenue I went down was short sales. That's what I decided to do, right? Because I'm thinking future, long term, whenever the market turns upside down, you have all these foreclosures going on again, folks can't own their homes. I am a specialist in that area, so therefore I can purchase, I can, negotiate with bank. I know what to do with that. Okay, so I'm thinking long term, not just right now, but long term. Okay, but essentially, I'd say out of the money that I had set aside, because mind you, I didn't go to a job when I got out. I went straight into real estate and I said, forget it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. This is what I want to do. Right. So out of all that money, I say maybe I used, and the only reason I even used this much, maybe like $500 total. And this was, mind you, this is $500 spread out over probably the span of maybe a year. Okay. The bulk of my money went to, first off, postage stamps, okay? Because like I said, you have different avenues of how you market, which I'll cover that in a later video. If you guys like it, give me a thumbs up. And like I said, we'll move on to the next video and I'll talk about marketing and everything else, okay? But the bulk of my money went towards marketing, okay? Just marketing, sending out pieces, whether it was, just the different avenues and different ways you can go about marketing and getting folks to get your phone to call or get your phone to ring, okay? Now, keep in mind, funny story, and I'm going to leave you guys with this. I'm going to give you my first story about how real estate, basically just my introduction to real estate. So long story short, the first 6 months, I made a marketing piece. I was making marketing pitches, and I was continuously marketing. The problem was I didn't have anything that was good enough, right? So the way you can tell in real estate, whether you have, and not even in real estate, but in general, if you have something good, people will respond to it. So with this being said, my marketing pieces were just, like they had no flow, they had nothing to them. They were just a bunch of words jumbled on a piece of thing, trying to get people to, basically call me. So ironically enough, the first call I got was a lady. I can't remember her name, for the love of God, I can't. But long story short, she calls me up. Now, mind you, this is me being in real estate. This is me doing this for officially 6 months. So I don't know anything really. I've been studying the course, but I don't know. I don't know how to speak to folks, to homeowners, all those things. I know I have a script and everything, but I want to customize it myself. So I kind of, when that first call comes, when you actually get it, you kind of panic a little bit because you don't know, okay, well, she's not saying this, this, and this. So how am I supposed to respond, right? The way a conversation with a homeowner is going to go, it's not going to be scripted. I don't care what you think, what people BS and tell you, it's not going to be scripted, all right? But long story short, what happened was she calls me up. I panic. I'm on the phone and I'm just spouting out BS at this point in time. She's asking very serious questions because, of course, this is her home, right? I don't know what to say to her. So what I do is I say to myself, hey, you know what? I'm gonna call my brother, see if he can help me out with this deal. So I call my brother on the other line, and I basically told her to hold on, right? Mind you, you're giving off this persona of you're a professional because your marketing folks, they call you, they think it's a scam, they're gonna hang out, right? So I tried to keep this lady on the phone as long as I could. My brother calls me back. Ironically enough, she hangs up. Right? She's tired. She doesn't want to deal with it. So I call her back. I get a hold of her one more time, and I try to have him talk to her. And she just, like I said, at that point in time, she had already caught that I didn't know what the heck I was talking about. So there was no way in heck she was about to waste her time listening to me or him. So that's kind of that was my introduction to real estate. One thing I cannot stress enough to folks is that you need to know what you're talking about in real estate. If you do not know what you're talking about in real estate, no one's going to take you serious. No one. Absolutely no one. I don't care who you are. No one's going to take you serious. Okay? There's a lot of other stories I can tell, and I'll actually go into them in my next videos. But like I said, from here, I'm just letting you guys know, and just for all those folks out there who are wanting to get in real estate, I actually do have courses that I sell. So like I said, if you want to get a hold of a course just to learn how to do real estate, go ahead and DM me. Like I said, I can send them out to you. I can get them copied. Whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that we have to do to get you started, we can go ahead and do that, okay? But one thing I always tell people is study, study, study. Understand what you're about to say. Understand what the questions are they're asking. Because when you're in the heat of the moment and you're doing this, it's not really for play, It's not some generic script. It's a serious conversation. It's about a home. So like I said, if you guys like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Drop me a thumbs up. And like I said, go ahead and if you do want to learn real estate and you want to get involved in it, I do have courses for sale. So go ahead and give me a DM or whatever it is, or reach out to me. Find me on Instagram. That's about the only social media I have. But if you guys follow me there, if you guys end up following me there, that's also another way you can reach out to me. All right. So until next time, until the next video gets posted, I'll see you guys later. We'll talk about, I think in the next video, if I get enough likes on this, or if if you guys respond pretty well to this, I'll go ahead and, post the next video about how I got my first deal, what that first deal looked like, and a lot of the mistakes and things that I learned from it. All right. I'll catch you guys in the next one.